That wasn't fun. I didn't like that very much. Welcome in to the DNVR Avalanche post-game show presented by Bet365. The Avs lose Game 5 6-2, fall behind 3-2 in the series. They gave up the first goal 9 seconds into the game, and they never even tie it after that. It's not a good hockey game. Bad luck, bad ref, bad whatever. The Avs were not good enough in this game. Let's not make any mistakes about it. Let's not make any excuses about it. This was a bad hockey game from the Colorado Avalanche. We know the Avs are better than that, but can they do it? Can this team figure it out and make this a series and win this in 7? Or is this a death knell?
It's going to sound like a death tonight because
I feel pretty dead right now.
I'm really in shocked about their effort tonight. I'm not going to lie to you. I know we'll get into it, but I'll say it right away. I don't want to hear about numbers. Like, honestly, it's when you're down 3-0 in the first period, numbers go out the window. And then the Avs got back to it at 3-2, and we'll talk about it. And then next thing you know, boom, Dallas started playing again. Then it went 5-2. I mean, so I don't want to hear about numbers tonight. Avalanche were not hungry. They were not the hardest working team. They were not the team executing. They were not the smart team. They weren't ready to go. Their goalie was better than our goalie. If you're scared of words, their goalie was better than our goalie.
Score is 6-2. I think it's safe to say their goalie was better.
It started 9 seconds in. So anyway, with that said, they went and played an outstanding hockey game, Game 4. I'm assuming we're going to see that in Game 6. There's 2 days in between. It's Thursday. Now, as far as tonight's show, because we're talking about tonight, not who's going to win the series. We're talking about tonight. Yeah, it might look very negative tonight because there was not a lot of positives in that game.
This is literally my tweet of the link to this show. The Game 4 Avs win this series in 7. The Game 5 Avs lose this series in 6. It's that simple.
100%. You're bang on. I didn't know you wrote that. So that's exactly... Now, am I shocked of tonight? I'm shocked. I didn't expect that.
I don't know that I'm shocked. I am disappointed a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I got kids. I use that word a lot, too. I'm not mad at you. I'm just disappointed. Oh, my Lord. Honestly, guys, that was, again, 9 seconds in, it just starts wrong.
Yeah.
It just started wrong. Don't look any further after that. It's just, it can't start that way. It can't. It cannot.
If you want to talk to me about bad luck in this game,
it's not bad luck.
I'm not saying the Avs got good luck. I do think they were unlucky in this game, but that goal can't go in. There is no bad luck in that goal going. That goal, an NHL goalie cannot let that goal go in. There is no universe where that's bad luck. That is not playing correctly. You cannot have any hole. When you are sealed against the post, against a shot from below the goal line, there cannot be a puck-sized gap. It's the NHL.
I agree with you. I can't. And guys, again, do I like Mackenzie Blackwood? I don't like him. I love him.
Yeah, he's been.
Just go back. And
Blackwood is going to play Game 6 because he's been arguably the best goalie in the playoffs through Games 1 through 4. But tonight, not it.
You can't be afraid of words. You can't call that bad luck. Mackenzie went to his post soft. He wasn't tight, and that's how he played. That's how you give up. I understand a couple power plays there, and whatever, and then there's nothing he can do, whatever it is. When you give up a couple like he did, then you got to make miraculous saves. He didn't do it, and I'm not blaming him, blaming the whole team. It started wrong with him. You can't be afraid of words. Do I think he's going to come back strong? I really think he will. I think the Avs still win this series. But tonight, You start the wrong. I don't want to hear people say, hey, it doesn't matter. You still have 59 minutes and 51 seconds to turn around. No, I understand that. You've heard me say that before. You're on the bench. It's a deflator. They're deflator goals. They hurt. The building erupts. You're giving a silver platter to the other team. And then it just keeps going. And
that's the keep going is the problem. Mistakes happen.
Sure.
Goals beat you.
Sure.
Things go on.
Sure.
But when you pile mistakes on mistakes on mistakes on mistakes, that's how you get a 6-2 game.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, whatever. McKenzie makes the save and it flies up in the air and goes in the net behind him. Bad luck, whatever. Okay. Yep. I know Eric doesn't even agree with that. I'm sure he will break down why that's dumb and McKenzie shouldn't have even given up that goal. But before you even get to that, Jonathan Drouin just straight up turns the puck over at the blue line for no reason. Your entire team is flying the zone. You're not playing the right way. This is what happens. You get unlucky when you play like idiots.
Yeah, and you're right. And when you're playing like idiots, then your goalie's there to make a save. Like, he didn't make saves. So you can't be afraid of that sentence. Guys are so afraid. And I catch a lot of flack for this and say, oh my God, this guy's such a goal. I'm not. Like, he's been great before. Like, tonight, he wasn't. And yes, there was mistakes, like you just said. There was mistakes in front of him. The first 2 goals, I don't want to hear the second goal. There's a reason the guy shot the puck. Right before that, they shoot the puck from the outside again. He's struggling to catch his rebound. They almost score. And right there, guy goes up in the air. He's 6'6". All he has to do, any goalie will tell you, any goalie coach will tell you, it's not bad luck. 6'6", go tight to your crossbar. And you know it's going to come down. You'll be ready. It's just like the first goal. He was loose. He wasn't ready. He was just like, and then it just goes in. And again, there was mistakes in front of that. I know that. But when you've started your game the way he did, you can't give up those ones after. You can't. Because you already put the team behind the 8 ball. You're going to say, well, McKinnon got beat. No, I understand that. Wyatt Johnson wanted more. Yeah, he was a dog on the puck there.
100%. Nathan McKinnon is lost on that play.
Wanted it more from the drop of the puck. And then the Avalanche gave him a silver platter. The crowd got into it. And the freaking Dallas Stars, which after a atrocious... So is it doable for the Avalanche? Yeah, look no further than the team in front of you. They were atrocious in Game 4. And atrocious.
They were the better team
and
tonight.
They dropped the puck tonight. They were ready to go. You're going to, with the puck luck. No, they made their puck luck. They made shit happen. Like, this stuff happened. Sorry. They made stuff happen. And you can't be afraid of words. That's not bad luck. That's not puck luck. Wyatt Johnson was a dog on the bone on that first puck there. And yeah, it's an atrocious goal to give up. But he wasn't trying to make a saucer pass in the middle when he got it. He was just like, you know what? Let's win ugly. And he threw it on net and it went in. So give them credit. But is it doable for the Avs to get back up? Look no further than the Dallas Stars. They were absolutely atrocious in Game 4. And tonight, they were great. They were great. They were hungry.
By far the better team tonight.
They were the better team. Yes, score facts. We all know that 3-0. Oh my God. When they got punched in the mouth, right? They just elbowed them right in the freaking chops right after. Again, look no further than the 4th and 5th goal. And then who cares about the third period? It's like you're killing the time. Who cares?
Yeah, that was waiting for the game to end.
Yeah, Dallas, it's doable for the Avalanche. And I do believe that they got everything to do it. They just have to go and do it.
Exactly correct.
That's it.
Exactly correct.
You just have to go and do it. Embrace pressure. Embrace it. It's fun. It's warranted. And I mean, I don't know how to explain it. It's nerve-wracking. Yeah, but it's fun. That's what you play for. You don't want to play like a Sunday afternoon Game 3 and 4 against a bad team against the league. No, this is what you dream of. Be a difference maker. Not on the wrong side of things, on the good side of things.
Every situation where it felt like the Avs made this game close is immediately followed by disaster.
Yes.
Okay, you give up the first goal. I don't think it's bad luck, but you want to call it bad luck, fine. You play the rest of the way through your first period. The Avs failed to capitalize on their opportunities. Multiple posts hit, multiple chances that fall to the wayside.
Yeah.
Did Ottinger play well tonight? Sure. Fine. Whatever. He certainly played better than Blackwood. But it's a lack of the Avs being able to either A, execute, or B, the more concerning part, do the work.
Yeah.
Go do the job. Far too many shifts in this game result in the Colorado Avalanche maybe potentially having an opportunity to do something and a bad decision or a turnover or a guy that is just simply getting outworked by Dallas. Tip your cap. The Dallas Stars outworked the Avalanche in this game.
They did.
That they deserved to win. They deserved to be up in this series. The Avs are absolutely capable of beating this team. They may well go on to win game 6 and 7 because they play better. But tonight, Dallas was the better team. I don't think you have to complicate it.
There's a couple of things I'm reading in chat there. Like somebody said about Bednar getting the team ready. Listen, it's hard to fault the coach when there's
they just played maybe the best game of the year in game 4.
Come on. Listen, guys, you don't understand. Like when I say this, I mean all the respect in the world. All I'm saying is because I've been there. I'm talking about on a bench. That first goal is a deflator. It shouldn't deflate you the rest of the game. But you're playing the Dallas Stars, a good team. You're playing Chicago, Avs would have won that game. I'm telling you right now.
Sure.
They would have found the way to
There's a reason Chicago's not in the playoffs.
This is a game 5. 75% of the time, teams win game 5s. They were given a freebie 9 seconds in. That's not coach preparation. That's a bad play by your goaltender. It's a bad play. Call a spade a spade. It's okay. And you know what? Come back and all is forgotten. You say it all the time. Yeah. Come back, be awesome.
Win game 7 and win game 6 and this is a best of 1.
That's it. Who cares? But you can't be afraid. I mean, this is not. Coach didn't say, let the guys shoot from a foot behind the goal line, and we're going to take a 1-0
if you asked Jared Bednar would take that shot 100 times out of 100.
Yeah, great, awesome. Do it 100 out of 100. It won't go in. So again, come on. So it's not about that. So I'm not, and I was going to say something else in chat, totally forgot. But, there was a good point in chat. And I'm not making fun of the guy that said that about Bednar. You're right. But what I'm trying to tell you, that's what I was trying to say. It's a deflator as a player. It's like, because now you're up against it. You're up against it. Because now the other team's got wings. The crowd's into it. They're like, oh my God, it's got to be one of those nights. And it was one of those nights. It was never, it was close for a little bit. And then it got away away.
It was close for maybe a couple of minutes.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden,
I guess it was close for most of the first, but
that's how those good teams they get they punch right back. The Avalanche punched a little bit because they were down, and then as soon as they got close, whatever. The Stars just really elbowed them right in the chops and scored 2 more. You know what I mean? Like, all right, no big deal. So that's why I say it was not close. But you can't expect the coaching staff to do miracles. And, somebody else said that deadline. Yeah, deadline was awesome. They got everything. And I'll tell you one thing, and I'm going to say something else right here too. Yeah, when a GM and a front office puts their stuff on the line, right, to go and get it, but don't kid yourself. Kale's not been up to task. Hey,
we're going to talk about this in the next period.
I know we are. I'm just telling you. Brock Nelson. Oh my God, it's the trade, of the deadline. He hasn't really been up to task. I'm sorry. He hasn't been.
Not certainly tonight wasn't good enough.
Charlie's better than that.
Yep.
I'm just saying. Val, I think you owe your team a little bit more than what you're showing, right? After what, they stuck by you and everything. I'm sorry. There's a lot of guys like Jonathan. I love Jonathan, but he's better than that. So there's a lot of guys that you're like, and you better put some pressure on you because pressure is warranted. I said that. And really show next game what you're made of and what you're not a selfish player. You're not a selfish person because you got to prove your boss is right in the sense that you're not trying to prove them right, but you want to show that they were right to make those decisions.
Yes.
Show a little bit of
I agree with what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know that I'd say it the same way because I genuinely wish some Avs would be a little bit more selfish when they have the puck in the middle of the ice of the offensive zone.
No, I know. I'm saying you got to play better.
Yes, you do need to play better.
You know what I mean? And that's a lot. Put the pressure on yourself and go be better. All the guys that I just said, go be better. And there's more. But go be better. You can't go awesome like last game and then be absolutely atrocious tonight, some guys. Honestly. It's and you weren't that great before that because you were down 2-1 in the series. So a lot of guys have a little bit more to do.
Even Nathan McKinnon, who had points on both the Avs goals in this game, I don't think any Avalanche can look at their game tonight and said, I really did my best. Maybe Scott Wedgwood. He came in and didn't give up any goals. So maybe him. Everybody else, not good enough. We do need to take our break, though. Let's pay a few bills here. I did say in the pregame, maybe emotional hedge this one. Maybe bet Dallas to win and be happy if the Avs win or make some money if the Avs lose.
Yeah, true.
Look, I see Chet. I see y'all down bad. I'm down bad. I ain't going to lie to you. I'm down bad after that game. If you want good money, Avs to win the series, probably positive now, given that 80% of the time the team who wins game 5 in the 2-2 series wins the series. Or maybe you think Dallas is going to close out. Bet on that then. Jump on with Bet365, whatever it might be. Maybe the vibes are better around the Nuggets. You can bet on them too with Bet365. Did the Rockies actually win today or did they blow it? I didn't actually. Let's look. Let's find out if the Rockies won or lost on Bet365. They did lose. They didn't score another run after the first inning. Awesome. Bet against the Rockies. That's like actually free money for the record. Whatever you're betting on, make sure you do it with Bet365. When you do sign up, use the DNVR 365 code. Put $10 in, bet $5 on anything. Win or lose that bet, you'll get $150 in bonus bets. So jump in with Bet365 today. When you do gamble with them, you must be 21 or older, physically located in Colorado. And if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER today. My next question is, do you believe in the Colorado Avalanche to win Game 6? I do. As down bad as I am about this game, I do believe the Avs will bounce back in Game 6. I have faith. And you can go watch that game in person with Game Time. Jump in with Game Time today. Go get yourself some NHL playoff tickets. Use the DNVR code when you sign up. You get $20 off your first purchase with them. Of course, terms apply, but make sure you're using the Game Time Picks feature. Look up whatever tickets you want with the Game Time Picks feature. They'll filter out all the junk. They'll show you the best tickets for the best prices based on your search parameters. You can get in, you can get great tickets, you can get great prices, whether it's the Avs, whether it's the Nuggets. I mean, to be honest, Rockies tickets might be free by the end of this season. But you can get Rockies tickets too. Jump in with Game Time today, even if it's not necessarily sports. You know, if we do hit the off-season, concerts, theaters, more available through Game Time. So jump in with them. Use that DNVR code. When you do, make sure you use that $20 off your first purchase. What time is it? I hope the Avs show up for Game Time in Game 6. Put it to you that way. Second period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast. Look, I'm going to spend the next 45 minutes malding whether you like that or not. So sorry, deal with it. Let's hear from Jared Bednar and where he's at.
I want to hear
based on this game. I am curious what Coach thinks of Game 5.
Okay, questions for Coach Jared Bednar. Go ahead, John.
Down 3 is not a position this team's been in a while. Were they a bit stunned at times tonight?
Our team?
Yes.
Well, it's easy to fall down 3 when we give up those first 2, right? Like a couple strange goals there for sure. The first one and then the second one lands on his back and goes in. I thought we were playing okay. We definitely needed to get sharper on the defensive side of it early in the game, but we pushed back and created some good chances at the other end. You go down 3, we're fighting hard, we get it within 1, and then didn't love that penalty call in that game, especially the way the game was going. So then it kind of gets out of reach for us, right?
Jesse, then Corey.
Coach, on those penalty calls there, you guys get it back within 1. It felt like your team was building momentum. And then a couple calls, Gabe was saying that those felt maybe like preseason calls. I just wonder what your thoughts were.
Yeah, I mean, you got to play the game that's, the way it is. And so, like, we made some mistakes. I just don't love it. Like, that puck's getting passed to the slot, and Sam's in a position where he's got to, like, play the guy, and he tries to jump by him. It's a tough call when you're looking at some of the physicality that's going on at and away from the puck on this to get that interference call.
Corey.
I know this kind of yo-yos back and forth in the series, but this morning Pete sort of called out, challenged some of his big guys. Obviously, they all had a big game.
Yeah.
Is there a similar message coming before Game 6?
Oh, we'll see. That's between me and them.
Colleen.
What are the positives that you took out of the game?
Well, I mean, it's tough to look at those right now because we lost the game. It's a big game, right? And there's, like, we weren't great. We weren't great on the defensive side of things. Like, some decision making, and just, like, I thought first period, just not sharp enough on the defensive side of things, right? But again, a couple strange goals in there that you're trying to dig out from. So you got to there has to be an element of risk in your game after that. So, but I think there's still some good things that we did on the offensive side of things, and we got to get back to that game we played the other night. And so they took care of their home ice, and now we got to go take care of ours.
Evan, then Corey.
After some of the other losses, you've mentioned some guys have been too quiet in these games. You've got 5 games now where you got a lot of important guys that have not found the back of the net. Is there a concern, or what is kind of the message moving forward?
Yeah, you're always concerned this time of year. You can't have guys having bad nights this time of the year. Like I said, like you've heard me say it all along. It's going to come down to playing good teams that finish in the similar spot in the standings as you. You got to go play your best hockey for 2 weeks in order to win, right? So if you've got good players having bad nights, it's not your best hockey. You're firing on all cylinders the other night, like game 3 and game 4, and things start to look a lot better.
Corey.
This is the first adversity of Mackenzie Blackwood's playoff career. Just what did you think of him tonight, and what do you see with him going forward?
Well, tough game for him, I thought. Obviously to let that first one in, the second one lands on his back and goes in. He makes a couple big saves in there, no question. But like, it wasn't he's part of the same. I'd group him together with some a significant amount of our team tonight.
Last two, go ahead, John, then Justin.
Is it a situation where you can almost, because of all of the outliers, you can treat the game as an outlier and point to the trajectory of how the series was going? Or, it just felt like this was off the grid.
A little strange, but I don't think it matters. Like you're trying to reset after a win to keep looking at the things that you're doing well and to continue to do those and gain an advantage in the series, and the things that you're doing poorly, you're looking at those twice as hard to make sure you're sharp in all the right areas in order to defend the other team. So we did that this morning coming in after a big win. We'll do it again after a bad loss.
There's just
You mentioned not being sharp enough defensively early. How would you assess Cale's play in this series to this point?
Well, I think he had a little bit of a rough start to the series, but he was absolutely outstanding at home. So, yeah, and we've had a few guys that have struggled in this building and played good at home. That's a bright spot going back to our building.
okay. Thank you, Jared.
Yep, thanks.
That's Bedsy. Let's hear from J Mike just in time. Arena in Dallas, presented by Bet365. Justin, obviously not the game anyone wanted from the Colorado Avalanche. I'm going to be honest with you. Me and E are pretty doomer in studio. Can you give us some positives, or are we just dooming today?
Yeah, it was obviously a pretty steep 180 from where we were at the other night. A big emotional letdown with a chance to take control of the series. You win this one, you have an opportunity to come back home and clinch the series on home ice. You know that it would have been rocking at Ball Arena. You've got all the Landy energy, you've got all the excitement, and the Avalanche just didn't meet the call tonight. There was definitely an element of bad luck starting with that first goal right off the bat, where I'm not really sure if Blackwood could have done a whole lot differently. It kind of just seemed like a fluky bounce to me. You give up a bad turnover, and then you get another bad bounce on another shot later, and it just felt like one team did a good job of taking advantage of all the other's mistakes, and the other one, other than a small stretch in the second there, did not. And frankly, the Avs just did not play well enough in a really important game, and obviously that's disappointing, but you've got to put it behind you, right? You've had each side blow the other out in back-to-back games. You basically had 3 other coin flip games that could have gone either way. Can you string together 2 straight wins like Dallas did, in game 2 and game 3? That's the big question now.
Can't win 2 games in a row. You're not going to win a playoff series. It's hard to do.
That's the math, right?
Yeah. Look, with the Avs in this spot, and let me just get your thoughts on this, because we haven't even talked about this on the show yet. Cale Makar, The Avs just need more out of the guy, right? What's the solution here to get one of your best players to give you what you need?
Yeah, I asked Jared Bednar post game what his thoughts are on Kale's play, just because he mentioned specifically some errors in defensive execution the Avs had early. I don't know if that's necessarily on Makar per se, but he's the the lead defensive guy. To me, I have less concerns about how he's played defensively and more just how he's been kind of a non-factor offensively. I thought he did a better job of jumping up into the play in Game 4. And really, I mean, everybody played pretty good in Game 4. But Bednar kind of reading between the lines there, to me, it seems like is challenging the defensive guys. And also, I think it comes down to the top 6 forwards, too, who just have been a whole lot better in Denver than they have been in Dallas, like outside of the fourth line, and again, like maybe a small stretch there in the second where you get the goal from McKinnon and the tip from Leckie. Like, you just have not gotten enough from any of those top lines in general. Like, I thought Landeskog played well again, which is great, but you need more from Cale. You need more from Nate, because while I do think that if this team were to survive the gauntlet that is the Stanley Cup playoffs and make a deep run, depth is going to be a big factor. I wrote about that in my feature on Logan O'Connor today. Go check it out if you're a diehard. But you're not going to get through this series if your top guys aren't firing. Like, at the end of the day, you're only going to go as far as these top guys carry you. And I don't want to be too overreactionary. I'm not trying to be like New York, Boston hot take radio guy or something like that. Oh God, he's terrible now. Like, he disappeared. But you need more from him, point blank, period. You need Cale Makar to be one of the best players in the world. And I don't know if he's quite lived up to what I would assume is his own standard in this series.
Yeah, I don't think he has, to be honest. And it's
Am I being
a hard
too harsh?
conversation. Like you said, Makar is not alone, right? You look at the entire top 6 forward core of the Avs lineup tonight and you go, okay, McKinnon gave you 2 points. All right, fine. He's also lost on the first goal of the game. I know it's fluky, bad goal from Black, whatever. If Nathan McKinnon knows where that puck is and goes back and gets it, the play never happens in the first place. The Avs top 6, someone in chat said it feels like Jekyll and Hyde. You go look at Game 4 and you say, that team is unbelievable. That team could win the Stanley Cup. And you look at the team that the top 6 Avs play tonight, and you're questioning how they even got into the playoffs with those guys. Like, it's so black and white. It's crazy.
Yeah, I asked Mackenzie Blackwood post game, how do you deal with the highs and lows of a series like this? And Blackwood's had a pretty even keeled demeanor every time that I've ever spoken with him, and he certainly did again tonight. Like, I didn't expect any, I don't know, like life-changing perspective or anything like that, but I don't know how the Avs find some stability here, because I'm with you. It just feels like from night to night, this team runs so hot or cold. And to me, that comes down to the top guys. Like, your grinded out guys, the Logan O'Connors of the world are doing their thing. You need 60 good minutes out of the people that you're paying to carry this team. And, I think Nichushkin has been pretty quiet the last couple of games. Marty got a couple of assists in this one, but I feel like they need more from him. It comes down to all these guys, and they're just not generating enough high-quality offensive chances. Like, Ottinger is incredible. He had a couple of big saves as well, and like when he's on, it's a tough spot. But that's when you kind of got to do what you did the other night, right? And get in front of the net, and muck things up, and maybe you get a ricochet. And you kind of did on that Lehkonen goal. But I don't know if we had enough of that tonight. And it sure is fun when this team is flying around and they're controlling the pace and they've got a whole bunch of space. But when things tighten up and Dallas is doing a good job of limiting, the pace you're able to play with, that's when you really got to get gritty. And I don't know if the Avs have had enough grit in this. They've looked real pretty at times, and when the finesse hockey's rolling, man, it's fun. They're flying out there. But I'm sure Eric could explain it more than me. I think sometimes you just got to out-tough the other team. And I think a couple of times now Dallas has out-toughed Colorado in this series.
Yeah, and I agree. And it's not a question because I know you got to wrap it up here. But all I'm saying is you're right. For me, the building must have gone nuts 9 seconds in. Right there, it's like right. You know what I mean? Like you can feel it. You were there. And then B, Bednar's presser talks about, or somebody was talking about, I don't know if the word passenger was used, but passengers were part of the program tonight, and that you can't have that this time of year. Not on the Game 5 on the road. So that goes exactly what you've been saying. So we're all seeing eye to eye right now.
Yeah. Justin, final thoughts here. Are you prepared to pack up and fly to Dallas again for a Game 7?
I mean, it would be a good burden to have. Admittedly, I've spent more time in DIA the last couple of weeks than I would probably care to. But yeah, it's a good problem. I'm not trying to whine about this incredible opportunity to watch playoff hockey in person. So I'm thankful to be here. I'm trying to keep that perspective even after a tough loss like tonight. But final thoughts, as far as final thoughts go, wasn't in so many words, a little bit different than the other game. But basically twice now in Dallas, we've heard Jared Bednar say something along the lines of, we need more from our top guys.
Yeah.
And until that happens, this team is going to be flirting with disaster. So can you respond? Can you put yourself in a position where you put the pressure back on Dallas to respond in front of their home fans to see if they can finish? And I know historically that's a position they've done pretty well in against the Avs. So I'm not surprised if a lot of folks are feeling pretty doom and gloom right now. But I will bring up the Nuggets last year, who, at one point won 3 straight games before dropping 6 and 7. So you never know. Like, something can change really quickly in a series like this. The Avs still have the firepower to get it done, but you're going to need a little bit of puck luck, and you're just going to need a hell of a lot more grit.
Avs got to find a way to do it if they want to move on. It's going to take 2 big games for them. This one a little bit disappointing, but Justin, always with the insights from the arena. We appreciate you, man. We do have to pay a few bills here, though. So let's get on. That's as fundamentals-y. Avs didn't do a great job.
Nope.
Someone that will do a great job with the fundamentals is Empire Today. They'll build your floor up the right way. Make sure they have you covered. They are the flooring experts, dedicated to flooring professionals who focus on flooring every single day. They only carry the best products. If you go talk with them, they'll have the good stuff, none of the junk that is bad flooring. They carry the quality products, whether it's hardwood, whether it's tile, whether it's carpet. They've got you covered over at Empire Today. And you can get $350 off your new floors at empiretoday.com/DNVR. You can go online and see what it looks like. You can get a free in-home estimate with them. You can get it all when it comes to Empire Today. So make sure you're jumping in with them. Make sure you're getting over to empiretoday.com/DNVR to get $350 off your new floors today with that free in-home estimate. They'll bring out the flooring pieces. They'll show you what it might look like in your space. Of course, restrictions apply on the DNVR discount code, but visit empiretoday.com/DNVR for full details. Or, of course, call 1-800-588-2300. Empire. Once you've got your floors all set up, health is important. Trust me, I know that very specifically as of late. So make sure you're getting with UC Health. Make sure you're taking care of yourself, making sure you're feeling good, looking good, and just being generally healthy. You can go over there as, of course, UC Health is the official healthcare partner of the Colorado Avalanche. It's uchealth.org for more info about it. UC Health, live extraordinary. Health is important. Trust me. Like on a personal level, obviously the hockey game tonight sucks, but there are more important things than hockey. Trust me. And being unhealthy sucks for everybody. So go to uchealth.org. Make sure you're taking care of yourself for everybody you know. Third period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast.
Can you do me a favor?
What's that?
When we get to the third period, is now.
We're there.
Can you show me the chat there, Sonny, or something like that? I as you know, I can't read because I can't see, but I saw my name maybe earlier. Yeah, far up. I just want to know what he said. I think I know what he said.
Eric's being salty right now.
No, I'm not being salty. I'm going to answer. Yeah, perfect. So can you read it out loud? Because I can't read. I just see.
Eric looks like all of his fake positive stuff is what we thought it was. We know this team better than him. This team is soft, cheap, lazy, and not ever beating Dallas.
Oh, all right. Well, say that again. Looks like fake. Well, first of all, let me tell you something. I'm the furthest thing away from being fake. So if you want to, hey, listen, you can have your takes. That's all good. I'm going to give you my take. My take is I do believe in this team, and I do believe they're going to be fine. And it's not supposed to be easy. If you think it's supposed to be easy, then you shouldn't, then you know this team more than I do because my stuff's fake, right? Well, I'll tell you who knows their team more than you. It's Chris McFarland and his staff. What they did at the trade deadline was nothing short of outstanding. You know how hard that is to do? You know how hard that is to pull off? And at the end of the day, nobody said it was going to be easy. And it's not a 3 out of 5. It's not a whatever it is. It's a 4 out of 7. And it's hard. And yeah, there's no fake. There's no fakeness. And Chris McFarland knows his team more than you know your team. So if you want to be salty about your comments, I got no problem with that. It's all good. But don't call people fake when you're got nothing to back it up. It's all good. You can be mad. I'm mad. I'm mad tonight. I really didn't think they were going to show up that way. I didn't think it was going to start 9 seconds that way. But it did. And it's how you get back up. Last I checked, Dallas was absolutely awful last game. Awful. And then the Avalanche were awful tonight. So now it's how you get back up. Does that mean you just pack it in and you don't go play because this is all fake? No, I do believe they're going to show up. I do believe the Landeskog effect's going to have some. I do believe Kel McCarr will be better. I do believe some of those guys will be better. And if you don't believe, then maybe you shouldn't be a fan. You got to believe at times. That's not fakeness. It's called believing in the right things. And if you don't think so, then the rest of the league does believe, like me, that the Avalanche are one of the best teams in the entire National Hockey League. But they're playing a good team too, the Dallas Stars. A lot of people are calling this the semifinals, the Stanley Cup, whatever it is, like Western Conference Finals. In the first, it is like, so if you think it's easy and you think this is all fake, well, there's a lot of people that are fake in the NHL because a lot of people believe in the Colorado Avalanche. So there you go. We'll leave it at that. All good.
There's a number of people who think AJ and I don't know what we're talking about because we never played, and there's a number of people who think that Eric doesn't know what he's talking about despite being a player and a coach and part of the staff. So you can't please everybody. I don't know what to tell you. The Avs certainly didn't please anybody tonight. No one should be happy about this game if you're a Colorado Avalanche fan. I really struggle with a lot of portions of this game, not because the Avs are just, Dallas was better. Yes, Dallas was better in this game. If the Avs were just not that good, if the Avs were just a team that made the playoffs this year and were an okay hockey team, fine, whatever. Dallas is a better team. But literally one game ago, we saw a version of the Colorado Avalanche that could beat anybody. We saw a team, the expectation of this team, and I know expectations aren't fair. I know it's a hard league. I know any given night anything can happen. But this team, the expectations are that they should be a cup contender.
And they are.
And they can. They are. They still can be. They can go win 2 games and they're in the second round. Games like that do not look like a cup contender.
No, they don't. And I'll tell you what it is. This team has been like that all year. And this is a pattern they've been. And when their backs are against the wall, they show up. You remember, the game 4, they're down 2-1. You can't go down 3-1.
Yep.
3 down is a mammoth of a comeback. So what did you see? You saw the real Avalanche. That's what you saw. You saw the Avalanche that went 12-2-2 in that 16-game span, whatever, right after the trade. That's what you saw. Tonight, it's hard. Again, guys, I'm never going to be a goalie killer. It's hard to judge, and you're supposed to get back up, but it was a tough one because Dallas took advantage of some freebies, and at both times, or 2-3 times during the game, even with the Malinsky penalty, and because they were given a power play right after they felt the heat, and then all of a sudden they responded.
Let's talk about that.
Sure.
Because there is no forgiveness for going down 3-0 in a game for stupid mistakes.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, bad bounces that resulted from poor plays from the Avalanche.
Yeah.
You're down 3-0. You put yourself in that situation. You get it back to 3-2. Sam Malinsky puts you 6 feet under with that penalty. And was it a dive? Whatever. I at the end of the day, you're on the comeback trail, and that just takes a shovel to the back of your head. Dallas converts the power play. It's 4-2, and the Avs go right back into the tank. They give up another one, and they end up losing a second period that they really should not have.
But that's what good teams do, right? That's what good teams do. Dallas, they were the better team tonight. And right now, in the locker room, that's what they're talking about. They're like, oh, they're going to be honest with each other right now in the cold tub, and they're like, you know what? Felt the heat there. McKinnon was angry. See how angry he was?
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, he was angry before he was yelling at everyone, but all of a sudden...
Problematic up until the
but then
goal,
he scores
maybe,
the goal, and he's so pumped. He's like, okay, we're coming back, right? Because you're thinking, Makar's going to make a play. The rest of, the guys are going to make a play. The Druins, the number 13, number 11, number 10. Like, someone's going to make a play, right? Again, that's what a team does. And our goalie's going to make a save, right? Because he didn't really have any. Let's just call a spade. But Dallas, what did they do? No, they come back as soon as they felt the heat. And that's what they're talking about in the cold tub. They're like, hey, that's what good teams do. You know what I mean? You got punch, you punch back. So they found a way. Sam Steele finds a way to get inside. And Sam Malinsky, coach, talked about it. Next thing you know, Sam takes a penalty. And then, again, bad luck because there's a stick that's broken. And then Kale has to borrow someone's, or whatever it was. I don't remember who was missing a stick, but somebody was missing a stick on that play, right?
I think Gerard's stick broke, but then they gave it.
Somebody
the stick
gave
to
it to
him
him,
or
but
something.
up
Or
top,
maybe it was
there was no
Manson.
stick.
Actually, I forget. Yeah.
I don't remember. Anyway, it's Kale that the pass goes. Kivy, yeah. But
Kimmy's stick broke.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway,
Thank you.
But the puck, what do you call that? Yeah.
Kivy gave the stick away. Yeah.
Gives it away.
Yeah, right. He was playing with us.
Yeah. Anyway, and then Kale, he goes through him. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it went through Kale. Like, is that a good play by Matt Duchene? Yes, I'm giving praises to the Dallas Stars. But Kale also didn't make that play, right? He didn't stop that puck there. And it is what it is. And then now it's 4-2. And then a couple shifts later, Jonathan, I don't want to bag on a guy, but he's there, but he's not there. He's a foot to the left. If you're looking at the screen, it's a foot to the right. Instead of being a foot right in front of the guy, Petrovic throws the puck on that. And then boxing out in front's been a problem all series long. Next thing you know, is it Marchman that tips that one? And again, McKenzie's the back of the net. Yeah, there's a lot of mistakes before, but you don't get a save there, and then it's really out of reach. And that's what happens.
Stop, chat. Stop. Blackwood, bad in this game. Well, I'm with you. He gave up 5 goals on 17 shots. That's a bad game. Bad luck. What a bad game.
Yeah.
He was also the best goalie in the NHL playoffs for game 1 through 4.
He's fine. He's going to be fine.
One bad game is not, it's over. Let's pull him. Stop.
No.
Stop.
He's got to play
start
next game. He's been the better goalie in the series. Tonight, he wasn't. We're talking about tonight. We're not talking about the whole series. Blackwood's been great, and he's going to be great. He's got to be great because this is how you learn in the play. He's never been through the play. This is how you learn. And it's so hard because it's so emotionally draining. It's highs and lows. Sagan talked about it before the game. You win a game, you're on cloud 9. You lose a game, you absolutely want to quit hockey, and you're just like, oh my God, it's terrible. Trust me, it's terrible in the locker room too, and on the bus and everything. Trust me. You think the Dallas Stars went back to the hotel after the game were proud of themselves last game?
Nope.
Oh, they wanted to quit hockey. I'm telling you right now. It's like, are you kidding me? What did we do? But they regrouped, and that's what I expect next game. You're going to see an unbelievable hockey game because Dallas is going to want to put the Avalanche to bed. They're going to want to and the Avalanche aren't going to roll over. May the best team win, and we'll see who the best team is. And you take it one game at a time.
I want to shift gears a little bit because I want to be mad about something that isn't the Colorado Avalanche for a second. So let me preface this very clearly. The Colorado Avalanche lost this game on their own. They deserved to lose. They were the worst team. Yeah. They lost all because of themselves.
Yep.
What the hell is going on with NHL reffing? The call that broke me in this game was a call against the Dallas Stars. A guy touches Nathan McKinnon with his stick, and they call a 2-minute. What is happening? We're missing cross checks to people's heads, and we're calling that.
Yeah, because it's exactly.
What are we doing?
Well, I'm going to tell you what it is. It's when you hear me get mad all the time sometimes, right? Because I'm like, oh my God, like last game. Remember I got mad? We were arguing. I'm like, oh, it's numbers. He pushed. I mean, come on. When you start a game and you call lazy, when I say lazy penalties, like, are you serious? They're little like the first, who was it the first one? Was it Kibbe? No, it was Parker Kelly.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he called one on Dallas. I don't remember
which was a net front cross check that happened 60 times a game.
Burger penalties.
Stop.
You're losing control of the game. For me, again, if Jax was here, I mean, we would ask him like. For me, those are guys that have reffed these last couple games. Like, and again, it didn't affect the score of the. I'm not complaining, and like you're not complaining.
I am complaining, but the Avs were losing this game anyway.
No, exactly. What I'm trying to say is, then again, they get judged, and then they don't play the. There's no way. There's no way these guys are playing the next round. There's no way they're working the next round. Not after you don't know what you're doing. Like it seems like it's like you've lost, and you're trying to figure out how to patch things up. Like, buddy. Just have a stand. They just wanted consistent. Players, coaches, management, fans wanted consistent. Just be consistent. Don't try to make one burger here and then a hot dog there. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Like, it's just all over the map. It's a mixed bar, whatever you call that, a mixed grill. Like, if you want burgers, you want burgers. Don't just have freaking, they're just patching things up. It doesn't make sense. Like, whatever I'm saying right now, it doesn't make sense. But it's been so inconsistent. It's been bad.
This is a thing where, again, Avs deserved to lose tonight. Yes. They deserve to be down in the series. I'm not saying any of that. The worst call of the night went against Dallas. As a hockey fan,
Really? The guy skates into a stick? That's not the worst call of the night?
Oh,
fair
that was a tough
argument. I didn't want to go there, but yeah, Jamie Benn 100% saw a stick. Said, "What if I put my face into this stick?"
All right, then I'm going to tell you, more engaged. Right, Jamie Benn, the Dallas Stars, more engaged than the Colorado Avalanche.
Sure, fair enough. Fair enough.
That's you do whatever you need to do. He saw an opportunity and he put his save. Give him credit. You know what I mean?
All I'm saying is, as a fan, reffing, like, even if you're non-partial, even if you're like, I want to watch a good playoff series, that type of reffing takes you out of the game. You forget. Refs don't want to decide the game. Refs are actively making the game harder to watch because nobody understands what's going on. It's bad for the sport. Not bad for the Avs or Stars because, again, they made horrible calls both directions in this game, or missed calls, or whatever you want to say. But for the sport, those are the dudes in the playoffs. Those are supposed to be your better refs. What are we doing? Come on. Be better.
I agree.
Anyway. We can move on and talk about the rest of this game. E, can you contextualize bad luck for me? Because I know you think this is probably the least bad luck of all of us. I'm willing to give away a second goal on some bad luck, even if the Avs do make some misplays. I'm willing to give a little bad luck away from the Avalanche. If you're a real cup contender, if you're the cup contender we believe the Avs can be, bad luck can't turn into you're down 3 goals.
Nope.
So what? It's easy for me to sit here and say, "Oh, just play better, just make better decisions." What actually needs to happen for the Colorado Avalanche to stop falling into these holes?
Because every shift matters. Every face-off matters. Look no further than the first face-off of the game. They lose it cleanly. Dallas wins it cleanly. I don't care what happens. The puck ends up in the offensive zone. The green jerseys are first on the puck. Forget about the nothing burger goal. It's a nothing burger goal. But give credit to Dallas. They were hungry. Johnson was like, there's a dog on a bone there. Dog on a bone. He was the first on the puck. He beats McKinnon to the... And then he's like, I'm just going to get ugly. I'm going to throw it on that. And he's not trying to dipsy doodle. He's not trying to toe drag. He's not saying I'm going to do whatever, a Michigan, whatever you want to call that. He got dirty. He's like, I'm putting it on net. And that was their game plan. And if you think that's bad luck, that's not bad luck. That's a bad goal. There's a big difference. Then all of a sudden you go to the second goal. You know what? Rupe Hintz, one of the best players on their team. Did you see him make that play to Mikko Rantanen? We all knew he was going to score at some point, by the way. You know what I mean? Now they get 1-2-1. They execute. The 2 best players for the Dallas Stars, give and take. Execute. Mikko not missing that one. Can't fault the goalie for that. That's not what we're saying. But right before that, in the first period there, Rupe Hintz shoots from the red line. Why? Because he knows McKenzie's struggling a little bit. When you give up a burger goal like that, you're human.
You throw it on net.
I'm sorry, you're human. It's in your head. So what does he do a few shifts later? Throws it on net. Where does he go? He doesn't catch it. It's a simple catch. It hits him right here, whatever it goes back up. They almost get the rebound in. What do you think they're saying on the bench? Put pucks on net. Put pucks on net. And then on that second goal, yeah, it's a bad coverage by the Avalanche, right? Is it Drew that drops the puck? Whatever, he loses his man, whatever it was, right? All of a sudden, the guy shoots it. It's not a very dangerous shot. They're NHL goalies. He doesn't control his. He's just a little like, and it goes up. He knows it goes up in the air, guys. He knows. He's 6'6". He goes back to his post soft like the first one, not tight. If you go back tight and you put your 6'6" frame on top of the net and be alert, I'm not trying to compare goalies because I don't want to do that. Wedge was really good about being alert around his crease. You know what I mean? McKenzie sometimes has the ability to be a little soft. It's normal. There's different sizes that play different style. His lackadaisical, whatever you want to call that, and bad luck, all of a sudden it goes up in the air, it hits you, and it goes in the net. He was fighting the puck. You can't be afraid to say it. I'm not blaming everything on him tonight. I'm saying he was part of the problem like the rest of the guys. They weren't on top of their game. That's it. Starting with him, and it started 9 seconds in. And I love him. And I think he's going to be dynamite next game. And if the guy wants to call me fake for that, it's all good. I do believe he's going to be dynamite. That's my take. He's going to be dynamite.
Look,
but he wasn't tonight.
No, he was bad tonight.
Perfect.
And he's been really good for 4 games. Yes. Have there been goals you haven't liked? Yes. He's also been one of the best goalies in the playoffs.
Yes, he's been awesome.
Tonight's going to knock that a little bit, but hopefully he can respond tomorrow. Look, we can sit here and be mad about this all night if we want to be.
Sure.
The reality is the Avs are down 3-2 and they have to go respond in game 6 to force a game 7.
Yep.
That's the situation they're in. Are they capable of it? Yes. Full stop. Yes. Good to go back to my tweet. If they play like they did in game 4, they're going to win game 6. If they play like 100%. They did tonight, they're going to lose. 100%. It's not, everything doesn't have to be this super hyper analysis of every little detail. Some nights it's just obvious the Avs have it and the Avs don't. Game 4, they had it. Game 5 tonight, they didn't have it.
Well, they got 2 days to figure it out, to know that they're going to have their backs against the wall because that's is it. And it's 2 good teams going at it. And I'll tell you right now, I'm telling you the rest of the hockey world is going to take the Avalanche next game and say he's going to go to 7 because a lot of people picked that series to go 7.
It's true. I didn't, but now I would like it to go 7.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm the bad guy.
Nobody remembers when you're right. They just remember their emotions, all right?
Yep.
We got a bunch of super chats to get to. Let's hit those, and then we'll wind down the show. $5 from Avalanche. This team has been Jekyll and Hyde for years. This core has never won a series when they're down 3-2 or facing elimination. We'll see. It's true. This team has never won a game 7. So maybe they're due. Yeah, all right? Maybe they're due. It's got to happen eventually. Just by the statistics of existence. If you do it enough times, it will happen, even if for no fault of your own. $5 from Pete, who says, do you think the PK strategy has looked different this series compared to the regular season schematically with the forwards up high switching a lot? Not really. I think it's more or less the same series. Maybe they're being slightly more aggressive, but I think it's the same thing. You're even seeing the same stuff you saw earlier in the year where in certain situations your defensemen come out high and rotate through for your forwards. Yeah. I don't really have a big problem with the Avs penalty kill, to be honest. Yeah. Taking the dumb penalties, I have a problem with. But yeah, it turns out teams are supposed to score in the power play sometimes. I don't know. It doesn't bother me that much.
Good team.
$14 from Drew that says horrible game, but if we're looking for a positive, everyone, when they play poorly, they're still in the game for the most part. Dallas has to play well to be close in the series on to Thursday.
True.
I do think this game was a little deceptive. I don't think it was ever as close as it could have been. But you know what? If the Avs execute a little bit better, if a couple of posts are goals instead of misses, sure, the Avs win this game. It's not like Dallas completely blew them out of the water.
Yeah.
I do still think there's a lot of things in this game that were score effects than the Avs really playing well. But when you look at the first 4 games of this series, the Avs played one goal better in 2 games, and we're not even playing a game 5. Obviously, the Avs didn't get that done, but let's not pretend like the Stars have dominated this series, because that's not true at all, even if they did win easy tonight. $5 from Tumble Buns, who says $5 to have a message is wild. Bednar has lost the room, and he deserves to be fired after we lose to DeBoer 4-2 again. Pop off, King. I hope that you make all the decisions. I'm not going to tell anyone how to feel a certain way after obviously a bad loss, and I'm mad as well. I don't agree with you, but if you think Bednar should be fired, fine. I'm not fighting this battle anymore. $5 from the Walrus. Sorry, fam. Shat my pants tonight. Those untrustworthy farts got the best of us tonight. Gonna itch when it dries.
Walrus kills me.
Horrible advice, by the way.
I love him. I love the Walrus.
At least some levity on a night where no fun.
He made me laugh a little bit. That's good.
There you go. You need to laugh a little bit sometimes. Yeah. The Colorado Avalanche are a hockey team that can win games.
Yeah.
They are also a hockey team that can lose games.
Sure.
When you look at a team that has been here before, let's not kid ourselves. The Avs are no stranger to forcing game 7s. This core is no stranger to being down in series and pushing it to the brink. But are they a team that can get it over the finish line? Are these additions that we feel like should make them dangerous? Can this team put it all together, or is this a team that is shying away from the moment?
No, I do believe this is a team that can put it all together. I think this is a masterfully constructed team. Right now it didn't go their way today for whatever reason, but that's why it's a 4 out of 7. I do believe that they come out of the West. I'm still sticking to it. Never said it was going to be easy. And as far as Bednar goes, like, it's not on Bednar that the guy shoots from the corner 9 seconds in and the puck goes in. So that's not on Bednar. That's not on Bednar. And again, I'm going to be very rude here to Kale, the best player on the planet in my book. Hasn't been himself, so I mean, it's not always the coach. Sometimes you got to look at yourself in the mirror, and then you're not.
I just don't.
I'm just saying.
First goal goes in from behind the goal line.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Bednar's game plan is honestly probably like, hey, if you can make him shoot from there, do it.
Yeah.
Bednar probably wants the shots to come from there.
So, yeah.
Second goal is a save from your goalie that shoots up in the air.
Yeah.
I'm sure Bednar's in there saying, hey, your goalie should pop pucks up in the air so they go in behind him.
Exactly.
Your fourth goal against is Sam Malinsky taking a dude's head off. I'm sure Bednar went to Sam Malinsky good. I want you to blindside hit a guy in the jaw. That's what I want you to. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
What are we doing?
So anyway, they got 2 days. Obviously tomorrow will be a fly back home. The next day will be whatever it is. And then Thursday morning will be optional. Get to the rink if you want. And then just come play the best game that you can. And you just did it 60 minutes ago, which was game 4 on the same ice.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, and it just go play and be smart and give it everything you got. And then, you know what? Figure out game 7. It's just the way it works. But you got to win game 6.
If you lose, you lose. There's no
that's it.
This, that, or the other thing anymore. You lose one more game, your season is over.
Yes,
so
sir.
go win and keep it going, or go hit the golf course. You don't have to complicate it.
Yeah.
Every player on the team, play your best. I don't think there's a lot of guys that feel like they played their best in this series so far.
No.
Certain games, sure. If your name's Logan O'Connor, sure. Beyond that, I think there's more to give from pretty much everybody else. Blackwood before game 5, maybe. Even that's not perfect, but hard to fault the numbers he's put up.
Yeah.
The only team that puts yourself in this situation is the Avalanche, and the only team that can get you out of this situation is the Avalanche. So go do it or go home. I don't know. I don't have a ton else to say tonight, E. Anything you want to add on for this one before we get out of here?
No, that's just why I love sports. This is great. It's never supposed to be easy.
Go earn it.
And it's annoying at times. Absolutely. It's frustrating. Emotions are high, low. It's absolutely nuts. But that's why you watch every night. There's no better than playoff hockey. It doesn't get better than that. And I always say it, pressure is warranted. Pressure is earned. and you can't shy away from it. You got to love it. And I know for a fact that some guys on the Avalanche team love it. And that's why I feel pretty good about, I don't think so. I know so. That they'll be ready to go. Game 6.
Winner go
put
home.
their best foot forward.
That's it. We got an off-day show tomorrow. We are out of here for this one. I'm going to go be Madge at home. We appreciate y'all. This has been the DNVR Avalanche post-game show presented by Bet365, and we'll talk to you on the next one.
We all silly like the mayor.